Yeah, good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday. I know it's Wednesday because yesterday we had a lot of meetings. We always have meetings on Tuesdays and, well, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays at work. So that's how I keep my days tracked pretty much. I had a really good day today, man. I mean, I know it's only like 6:51, but good day. I woke up really good in a good mood and went and had a really good workout. Did arms and traps and farm carries today. Felt really good. I don't know what. Some days are just really, really good, and other days might be just okay. But for the most part, I have decent days now. I mean, compared to where other guys are whenever they're going through this. And yesterday, it dawned to me. My number has always been 27. There's a lot of 27s in my life, and it's just weird. I mean, it's a lot of 27s. So, like, my oldest kid was born on the 27th of June. Then you skip a month. Then I'm born August 27th. Then you skip a month. And my youngest is born October 27th. Then my ex's sobriety birthday, which is the one I'm in divorce right now, is the 27th. And then my daughter-in-law is the 27th. And our official separation date is the 27th. I used to think that 27 was my lucky number all the time, because it was just so prevalent in my life. But I think what it just means is now it's just significant. It's just a significant number that means stuff. And I think I was born 27 minutes after 12 or something like that. And I weighed, 7 pounds, 7 or something. I don't know, but sevens and 27 has always been significant. And it's been around a lot. And like I said, I always thought it meant like I was going to be lucky and I would go gamble on the 27th. I'm getting ready to do apples and almond butter. I would go gamble on the 27th, and I thought that would bring me good luck, and I'd bet on 27, and I thought that would help me out and get good, but no, it never happened. So the cosmos wills whatever it is to me, and 27 just seems to be a prime number in my life for significant things. Doesn't mean it's lucky, doesn't mean I could take the universe and bet on it and utilize it for that purpose. There's probably a way to will things like that, because I do believe that perception creates intention creates perception and creates reality. I do believe there's a degree to that, and I know yesterday we talked about the algorithm, and it's legit. It really is. Doesn't mean you could just look at your hand and manifest $1 million in your hand, but life has a vibration 100%, and I think most people will agree with that. Like we talked about yesterday too. If you bought a red pickup, and then you'll see red pickups everywhere. That's the same thing with life. You give off a certain vibration. So today's topic is going to be called the forever now, how to manage your fear. So as you're going through this divorce or any kind of challenge in life, because I've had a lot of them and everybody else has too, from, drug addiction to other separations to health scares to, just a lot of different stuff. I've been an ex-con before too. So whenever you get arrested, and a lot of fears in that, going for a job interview, potentially losing a job, a birth of a child, grandmother's passing away, and there's things that you think that you can't get through, whatever that emotion is, and you just can't get through it, and also like in AA and NA, they talk about this stuff too, but I call it the forever now. So when we project tomorrow, we're always worried about what we can get done. Sometimes it's only just in an hour from now. But we always worry about how we're going to be able to survive this kind of heartache, this kind of pain, this kind of fear. How do we get past this? How are we going to be able to make our way into the next phase of our life? Sometimes you can't go that far into the future. Sometimes you have to compartmentalize things to where it's little cubics, little tiny squares, and you could put them together like the pyramid. The pyramid has a huge base, and don't know how they moved it, don't know how they built it, but I know what it is. It's a whole bunch of blocks, $2.1 million blocks or something like that. But we just call it a pyramid. Nobody walks around going, hey, did you see that 2.1 million blocks over there, in the shape of a pyramid? We just call it a pyramid because that's what it is. So, life is kind of like that too. You can only move in minutes. And when they're building, each builder is only thinking about that stone, that moment, that stone, that moment. The architect is thinking about the bigger plan, how to put it all together. The engineer has his own assignment, and then the laborers have their own assignment too. But in general, every block is the one thing that one person is working on at a time. And so the forever now philosophy that I came up with is basically Be Here Now, which is a Gordon Graham also book too, but I call it the Forever Now. And so when you're in fear of what's happening tomorrow or the past or your health scares, or if you got found out that you had cancer or anything that is like, oh my God, I only have a limited amount of time. You know, the only thing we all have, and it doesn't matter how much health you have, doesn't matter how much money you have, how perfect your marriage is, how great your kids are, or how much suffering you're going through. The only thing you have right now is the forever now. That's it. Now, inversely, sometimes you have to reverse that and think about the forever now you'll get through when you're in pain, like real physical pain. Things you have to do, like, you know, oh my God, it's hurts so, and then you're going to get through it. You're going to get through it. You're going to be okay. But when you think you can't make it till tomorrow and you think you can't make it till tonight, the forever now philosophy really, really works. So it's kind of like if you think about the cassette tape. You know, the cassette tape has all the music in it. And I know I'm going back to some people that may not even remember that, but a cassette tape, I can go back to 8-track, I can go to reel. It's all the same thing. The reel, the CD, the cassette tape, the 8-track, it all has a whole bunch of digital or analog information on it. Now you could worry about all of that at one time. Oh my gosh, I hope it's in there. But the only thing that really matters is where the electronic head or the needle or whatever the laser pin reader is picking up at that minute. And at that minute is the data that only matters. Really, that's what the only data that matters. Again, like I said, it doesn't matter how rich you are, how poor you are, whatever you're going through. The here and the now is the only thing that you have to worry about. And the here and the now, you actually have a lot of control over that. You really do. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if you have $5 to your name. You have control over the here and the now. When I walk around the here and the now, which is imaginary little bubble time shield of, 10 feet around me, sometimes 100 feet around me, sometimes my whole property line, which is, 4 acres. The forever now, I can control all this. I really do. Now, I can't say that I'm not going to have a heart attack or a meteorite's not going to fall out of the sky and hit me, but right now, I have a choice. I could walk forward, I could walk backwards, I could dance, I could do the salsa if I want to, I could do anything I want to do right here, right now. I can end this recording. I can get on the phone with my mom. I can call my ex and complain about something. Or I could sit there and worry about shit. And that's what we tend to do. We tend to worry about stuff and play it over and over and over and over and over in our head. And it consumes and it dilutes the forever now. Because the forever now loses the now part and it feels like forever. So you guys see the little catch right there? So when you are consumed with anything, the now goes away and it feels like forever. So now we're creating a forever. And you can't get out of it forever. You really can't. It will take you out. It'll make you feel like there's no way to be able to get past that. And it will consume you. You have to believe, no matter what you're going through in life, you have to believe there's a way out. In religion, they call it faith. Man to man and woman to woman, you call it hope. Humanity-wise, you call it hope. And then maybe around you, you can find inspiration. It'll give you more hope. But hope and faith are things unseen and unprovable. You can't prove it. Just like love, you can't prove love. It's not a tangible object you can hand to somebody. But if you lose the now part of the forever now, you lose hope. You lose faith too. Because you think you're stuck in that emotion and it feels real. Emotions come and go, guys. And you guys know this. I mean, I knew it then too, but I just couldn't get past it. And everything I tell you guys is things that I either used to get better or because I was suffering, I had to find another way to be able to get out of that. Or I read about it or I heard about it. But these are all principles I've applied to myself. And these are things that work for me. So whenever and there's dark days, my brother. There's dark days when you're going through this, man. And if there's not, I don't know what kind of love you had. I don't know if you've been out of love for a long time, but if you were the one that was left, it's dark days. It's going to be really, really dark days because you have so many questions. Where did I go wrong? What did I do? Can I win her back? How come this? Why did that? Then the fear starts coming in. What am I going to do? If this person didn't love me, nobody's going to love me. It loses the now and it becomes forever. And there's really no way to get out of that. You paint yourself into like a corner to where you think that you can't get out of that. But the truth is, you can even get out of that too. So, the easiest way to paint when you paint yourself in a corner, the easiest way to get out, Do nothing, let the paint dry. Crazy, huh? Just let the paint dry. That's it. Stop. Stop painting. You know, and it's funny because I thought of that too myself, because everybody go, oh, you really paint yourself into a corner. And I'm like, ah. And throughout this whole divorce process, you know, I was thinking about stuff like that. Oh man, you really painted yourself in a corner, backed yourself in a corner. You really gonna, you know, and the truth is, who cares? So what? Calm down. You're still in a corner. You're still okay. You're not on the edge going off into the fiery brimstone of hell. You're gonna be all right, man. You know, so this will probably be a shorter video than normal. And I say that, and then sometimes it turns into like freaking, you know, 28 minutes like yesterday. I think I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry about that. You know, right now I don't know how to edit and all that other stuff, and I don't want to really learn how to do all that because I like the raw videos. Because again, this is a video diary, a video log of my life, and again, if people find it interesting and helpful, then good. I want to be able to do that. So painting yourself in a corner is fine. You know, maybe just grab yourself a chair or two when you're doing that, and then sit down and think for a little bit. It might be the best thing ever. You know what I mean? Because you paint yourself in a corner and you're not supposed to walk on wet paint. That means other people can't mess with you too. So let them stay away while you're staying away from them. It's probably a blessing, you know? So forever now is a mindset of understanding that you're going to be able to get through this stuff, because your heart's going to tell you you can't. People around you will be inspirational and they'll talk to you, but you just, it's hard because everybody will tell you, oh, time heals all wounds and blah, 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 blah. And we all know that stuff, man. Just like whenever we were younger and parents told you, don't do that, you'll get burnt. Don't do that, you're going to have this done. We still did it. I still did. I don't know about you guys, but I did almost everything my parents told me not to do. Yeah, I did it all. And sometimes they were wrong. You know, sometimes they were wrong about it. I'm like, wait a minute, this is bullshit. This was great. This was fun. The canal's fun to ride my bike around. What do you mean there's going to be demons over here or something, you know? But there is a time in your life when the only best coach and best inspiration that you could find is going to be yourself. And going through a divorce is that time. It really is. I'm telling you right now, because you'll hear it, and some people will probably reach out to you. There'll be a lot of people, for me anyhow, there was a lot of people that said they were going to come to the rescue and help me and this and that. And I think God really wanted me to do all this on my own, because that's what happened to me. You know what I mean? I had people calling me and checking on me and Facebooking me and stuff like that, which is great. But as far as physical parameters and distances and stuff like that, I was the guy that painted myself into a corner because I didn't build a network of friends and stuff like that in the town that I live in. So when I was in that corner, I just realized don't do nothing. And I can make it. Many times I thought I couldn't make it. I thought it was going to be the end of the world. You know, like I said in like one of the videos, probably 5 videos ago, maybe 7 videos ago, I thought for sure I was going to be homeless. I was going to be homeless. And I don't know why I thought that. My mind was just, it was forecasting the everything, you know, the forever. I lost the now and it went forever. I'm not going to be homeless. You know what I mean? I'm not a rich guy by far, but I've been smart enough to 401k stuff. I've accumulated a lot of things. Everything's going to start going up on sale. I got to start getting busy on that. And I've been procrastinating on that, guys. It's an emotional thing to sell things. But, you know, it absolutely without a doubt happened to me. You know, I couldn't see my path out of it. I couldn't see my path out of it because I was thinking total timelines. I was thinking from now to death. Oh my God, how am I going to do this without this woman? How am I going to survive? How am I going to live? How am I going to this? How am I going to, you know, and I was so afraid of being alone, man. I was so scared. And I was really afraid of being alone without her, you know, because that's who my person was. That's who my person was. And honestly, guys, I had no clue this was coming. No clue. No clue. There was no signs, no nothing on the wall. There were small conversations that happened about romance and stuff like that. But, you know, love is a garden, and it takes 2 people to plant roses in there. You got to take 2. So I will leave it at that. But, you know, I really, really thought that this is going to be the death of me. You know, like I said in a video before too, I prayed for God to take my life. I don't want to be here no more. I can't do it. And he didn't. God didn't show up. I've only had 1 visit the entire time I've been here. And that was by my son and my daughter-in-law and my grandchildren, which is perfect. It was perfect, exactly what Pops needed. But I walked this path, except for prayers and Facebooks and messages. Physically, though, I walked this path alone. I stayed in the fortress of solitude like Superman did. And I learned all these techniques. It's not that I really learned them. I applied them, I think, because some of them I already knew. The Forever Now, I definitely knew because I told other people about this one too. And it's been something I've been believing in for like about 4 years, maybe longer, maybe 8 years. But, you can get through this if you apply the Forever Now, no matter what you're going through, no matter how much it hurts. You just have to stop and you have to think about the reality of things is that you're going to be okay. Now is okay. You can control everything around you. Again, if I wanted to go open up my refrigerator and get some almond milk out of it, I could do it. If I want to get my car and go to the store and buy this, and it's not about money, it's about independence and it's about freedom and it's about choices. Even if you're broke, you don't have much, you can still do something. You can still go to the dog park. You can still go to the museum, and you can go to a car show and just walk around and look at stuff if there's one going on. You go to the mall and hang out. Not that I'm 58 years old, I don't go to the mall, but you can do that. You can go around people. You go to a library. Libraries, I think, are free. In my town, I don't think there's one. You only live in a town of 3,500 people, but or you can get online. You can search stuff. You could Google things. You could do inspirational stuff. Spotify was probably one of the greatest things ever invented for me, anyhow, because I've used that so much. And then ChatGPT is really cool. I like the Grok version of it better. And we'll go deeper. I did a video on AI, using AI because the cavalry isn't coming. I'm going to dive a lot deeper into AI because I really want you guys to understand how significant AI as a companion helped me and how to utilize it. It's so seriously wonderful to be able to get you past these hurdles. And I think that's the other reason why I was able to I didn't isolate, just, I live in, everybody's away from me for an hour. It takes them to get here. But I absolutely was one of those things that helped me to get through everything. And I'm going to do a video on it probably next week, a real deep dive into it. But the Forever Now, guys, is the thing that's going to be able to help you get through it because you can get through it. Just like you can control your breathing. You can control your breathing. You can control your breathing. You don't have to shallow breathe. You don't have to be panicky. You don't have to feel like you're never going to find somebody again. That's not even on the menu right now. Don't even worry about that stuff, man. Get your shit together. Get your heart together. Get your mind together. You don't have to reinvent. Don't use that term ever. But rebuild, reestablish, reconnect to your manhood, to your masculinity, to who you are. That's one of the greatest things about whenever you go through a separation and a divorce. There's that opportunity. If you stop worrying about what she's doing, you stop worrying about what is going to happen with the marriage, you start thinking about yourself. I'm getting goosebumps even thinking about this, but I'm telling you guys, from my heart to your heart, when you start exploring who you are and you start thinking about your possibilities and you start thinking about how can I build myself up, it's a beautiful place. You're not even at, a clean slate of paper because you've got a lot of stuff already, especially as you're older, but you are in control of it. You're 100% of control of your destiny on who you're going to be. How do you want to rediscover who you are? How do you want to redevelop those pieces? Like the pyramid, what block do you want to put where? How strong do you want to be? Because you want to be that man. You want to find your masculinity. And when you're going through that pain and that suffering and you don't think you can get out of it and you think the now is gone and the forever is here, it's not, man. You can control all of this. It's going to be a pendulum swing. There's going to be times when it hurts a lot, but you are in full control of what you want to do now. And now, and for quite a while now, I've chosen to make myself a better man. This is the best version of Corey there's ever been. And I say that with 100% confidence too about it. I've put myself out there in all kinds of situations that I never used to do before, going out to a place by myself. I just did midget wrestling Sunday, and it was the funnest thing ever. Luckily or unluckily, it doesn't matter to me, but there was people I knew that were there, because it's a small town again, and it was in my town. And so I sat by them, but I bought the tickets on my own. I said, I got ringside seats to go to midget wrestling on my own, something I've never done before, midget wrestling. Something I've never done before, go all by myself. Something I've never done before, go all by myself in public with a lot of light. Something I've never done before, too, go by myself in public to a lot of light with midget wrestling in a town of people I run into. They may not know my name, but they see me at the gym, they see me at the store, they see me driving, they see me getting gas. And just to show up being alone, that's the stuff I used to fear. I used to think people would think I'm a loser. I don't care anymore. I don't care. I don't care because it's powerful. It's so powerful. And I know this is mixing up a lot of different stuff, but I'm talking about the forever now, right now, man. You got the opportunity to create your destiny. This is powerful shit, guys. Powerful. What do you want to do? What do you want to be? How do you want to navigate the future of your life? Again, I get goosebumps thinking about this stuff I do because where I was and where you guys might be too is so full of fear and so feeling hopeless. And I was there, man. I get emotional thinking about it. I try not to get like this because, I'm in a good space, but this is kind of a proud, happy emotion because I want to tell you guys, man, you can get through this. 100%. Men are taught to shove feelings down and pretend like it doesn't hurt, and it kills us inside, and that's why we die early of heart attacks and stuff, because we shove all that emotions. We get our blood pressure up through the roof, and some of you guys drink and smoke a lot and do bad things to your body. It just crushes your soul and your physical body and everything, and you've got to stop that too, man. I'm here to tell you, without a doubt, the Forever Now works. And in this minute, you have a choice. In this minute, you have control. In this minute, it affects the next minute. And then the minute after that. So what do you want to do? My prayer to you is that you regain and reconnect with your masculinity. Find that man inside of you. And do whatever you can to make the next minute better. To make the next minute after that better. And you can do it. I promise you, you can do it. Don't give up hope. Reach out to me in the comments if you need any help whatsoever. I love you guys. Have a good day.